Hi, I'm Renato, and in this video we are going to talk about habits and my daily routine, but first I need to introduce you to my new podcast. Insert Creative Name is the name of my new podcast with Felipe Silvestre, in which we sit down and talk about different aspects of our lives, sharing personal stories and opinions. Okay, so now that you know what my new podcast is all about, we're gonna start with the content. So what do I do right when I wake up? So when I wake up, I go directly to the kitchen and I make myself some coffee with the Chemex that I just got. The coffee that you get out of the Chemex is different from the coffee that you get out of a instant coffee machine or just normal pour over. So that's why I like the Chemex. The flavor of the coffee is so pure that I make sure to every day, even though it takes a lot of time, make some coffee with the Chemex. What I eat for breakfast is usually 4 eggs with cheese. And the B-roll that you're seeing right now is me making an omelette with 2 eggs. In my old kitchen in Los Angeles, I don't live there anymore, I live in Brazil. But I had that B-roll and I thought it would be interesting to share it with you. And I also make sure to eat a banana, so I had a fruit in the morning. And I wake up at 5:30 a.m. That's early, but that's because I go to school and it starts at 7:10 a.m. So I wake up at 5:30 a.m. I'm done with breakfast by 6:10, 6:20, and then I go to school. I get there at like 6:45 a.m. and it goes from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. And what I want to talk about is what I do in the afternoons after I'm done with school. One of the most important things that I do is read. I read all the time, so I make sure to read at least an hour every day. I mean, at least 1 page a day, but I usually read at least 30 minutes. Every single window of time that I'm not doing anything, I just read. So at school, if I'm done with an assignment and the other students are working on the assignment, I'm always reading. That's how I made school interesting, because I don't waste time there. I'm always reading. If I'm waiting for the teacher, I just read. And I love to read about self-development. That's the topic that I like the most. I sometimes read about business, but I don't enjoy as much as I do reading about self-improvement, self-development. The book that I just finished was called Mindset, and it talks about how you need to have a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset, so you can always improve and you can substantially change things in your life that you're not satisfied with. This is the kind of book that I like to read. If you want me to make a video about the books that I read and the books that changed my life, make sure to leave a comment below so I can know you want it. Now, when talking about exercise, I play tennis. I used to play tennis 10 hours a week back then before moving to the US. And now I'm trying to get back into that competitive training. But there are many people there and it's been hard to get into it, so I'm still trying. For now, I'm not playing tennis, but I'll be back soon. If I don't get into the training, I'll play somewhere else. And other than tennis, I also do some bodybuilding. 2 times a week I go to the gym and just do some bodybuilding. I train my muscles. And I do it because I enjoy it, but also because I lost a lot of weight. I lost 16 kilograms since January. So in that process, I lost a lot of muscular mass. So I'm trying to regain it. Also, homework. How do I deal with all the homework that I have? I like to do them the day that the teacher gives the homework. So if I have a class with the teacher Tuesday and then they say the homework is due Friday, I usually do it Tuesday or like Wednesday. I don't like to leave it to the last day, because when you leave it to the last day, it's always you're rushing to finish the homework. I don't like it. I would rather just do the homework before. And I do all of them. I don't think I remember one time that I didn't do homework assignment in the last 2 years. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't remember. I do all of them. Also, things that I like to learn. I play the guitar. I'm not too good at it, but it's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day that I try to play the guitar at least 2 times a week, but now I'm like playing like 5 times a week, 7 times a week, because I'm just enjoying it a lot, and I play like 20-30 minutes just to focus the mind on something else, it's good. I'm also learning French. That's the new language that I'm learning. I think you guys know that I spent a month in Paris this last vacation. So over there I was having French classes every single day. I had like 96 hours of French. So I'm trying to keep that. I used the app Duolingo to learn. I actually finished it, and I also listened to some podcasts that teach you French. So I try to do it regularly so I keep in touch with the language. And going back to reading, I like to read usually in the evening. So what I'll do is I'll meditate for 10-15 minutes and then I'll start reading. And then, so when I'm just tired of reading and I'm like trying to read but I can't, I just sleep. And by now I'm reading like a book a week or more. This month it's August. Today it's August 18th and I've read 4 books, and the book that I'm reading right now is called The Power of Now, and I'm at 20%. Look. This is one of the reasons why I love reading on the Kindle, because you get to know the percentage that you're at. So here 21%, I'll probably zoom in so you can see it. I don't know what you can see right now. So I like to read a lot. And this is something that changed a lot, because I've always said, oh, I hate reading. I hate reading. It's the thing that I hate the most. And in February, for just an example, I read 0 books, and then March 4, April 7, May 5, June 2, July 4, August. The month is not over yet, but I already read 4 books. So that's one thing that changed a lot on me. If you keep saying you hate doing something but you would like to start doing it because you know it's gonna have a positive impact on the long term, just try it again and say to yourself that you like doing it. Once I started saying to myself that I liked reading, I started enjoying reading. And I think it's one of the things that changed me the most. Starting reading a lot every single day, just read at least a little bit. And you're probably like, oh, how do you have good grades in school? How do you keep learning different things? How do you read those books? How do you exercise? How do you do all those things in your afternoon? And in the last week's podcast episode, I talked to Felipe about that, and he shared some insights of his life, how he was able to do more work.
At least for me, I sit down and say, I have 30 minutes to do this. I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah.
And then you go and do it, and then you go and do something else. So that's why I like to keep my schedule always filled with things. For example, last semester I was actually practicing 4 times a week. Yeah, I managed to do a lot of homework. Now this first week I had like the entire afternoon for myself, and I didn't manage to do hardly half of what I was doing in those filled days with activities.
So it's basically like, instead of having the whole afternoon for a task, you just have like 1 or 2 hours. So then you avoid procrastination, because if you had like 5 hours to do that same task, you'd probably leave it to the last hour or the last 2 hours. But if you had worked on it on the first 2 hours, you'd have time to do something else. And also, I try to spend less time on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and social medias in general. Most people are addicted to their phones and they don't realize it. And I found that reading books gives you much more information and much more valuable information than watching a YouTube video or just scrolling Instagram. So that's it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can watch my next video. See you guys.